Is going on, folks? Will Turban here, aka the one and only true reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard, and rightful and sole heir to all of his worldly, earthly, and materialistic possessions, especially the mansion with all that cars, all those cars, and the hot tubs forever and ever. Fake Mike! What's going on, folks? What's going on there, buckos? How we doing, buckaroos? Take a look. What's going on here? So, I just was looking for a, because I'm on live on my tablet on the tube. Hey, what's up, Jenny? Welcome. How you doing? So I'm live on the tube in the tube talking. I'm tube talking right now. What up, Kobim? Good to see you, my friend. Who else is here with us, guys? Give me a little smackaroony of the like. A little slap, a tap, taparoo. So yeah, interesting. I got some interesting things I want to chat about. I just found out we'll save that for later. I don't even know if I want to talk about that one yet. I'm going to think about that one. Any questions or comments? If you want to join on Talk, just find me on Talk, and you just hit the. Oh, actually, you may not be able to do that yet on mine. I got to go live for so many days there, but go check me out on Talk too. But man, I was actually looking forward to after the election. I figured like a day or two after the election. I don't know why I thought this. Stupid of me to just assume that. But like, oh man, people just won't shut up about the damn election still. It's like, shut up. Oh, what's up, Mr. Max Cat? What's up, Inferno? Oh, I'm just taking a brief hiatus. Hey, Mama Bear, welcome. Welcome to my stream. Let me show you my place. Everyone go check out Mama Bear. Go give her some love. Yeah, I've been doing some audits here and there, but I kind of been on a different wave lately, and I got some new audits too. No, I got the video with me versus Kamala. You can find it two places. It's on my Best of Fake Mike Real News playlist. It's right there. Definitely didn't delete it. You can find it on my channel. It's got like, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000 views. On my former friend's channel, it's got over 1 million views. But yeah, share that one because it probably has more views, or you can share mine. I don't really care. But good to see you, Inferno. It's been a while. Good to see you, Jenny. Kobim, always here, man, even when I take a little break. So much appreciated. But yeah, man. And the reason why I'm like a little frustrated that like people just won't shut the heck up about the election still is like everyone's got an opinion about something, but nobody's looking at the larger picture. I thought as a movement that we had infiltrated the society enough peacefully through ideas that it's like, all right, cool. Like maybe these guys don't think we can vote their way out of this time, right? Because people think like, oh, we'll just try to vote harder next time, and don't worry. The problem with voting is like everyone has they're so diehard over Trump or Kamala or this guy's the worst or she's the best or whatever, and it's like they're both incredibly flawed people who have turned a blind eye to child SA. Bare minimum, right? They're both not good people. They're both, and we're all flawed, right? But they're incredibly flawed people. But that's not even the problem. When we get the choice of two really bad people, I mean, when was the last time anyone with any integrity ran for office? Well, some people say, well, Bernie Sanders, I might not like him. The leftists will say, well, I like him because he didn't sell out and he was a good guy and he stood on his principles. Well, he didn't actually, because he's maybe one of the biggest sellouts of all time. I'll give you 3 quick examples off the top of the head. And again, I don't like Donald Trump either. Donald Trump is a war criminal. He hired all of Jeffrey E.'s best friends. He's hanging around with them after he lied and said he wasn't hanging around with them. I mean, I could go on and on today, but Bernie Sanders, first of all, says he hates the 1%. And then he became part of the 1% by using capitalism, which he also hates, which makes him the ultimate hypocrite. But not only that, he legitimately had the election stole from him in 2016. And what did he do? And he said Hillary should never be the president. She's unfit. She's a crazy Wall Street puppet. She's terrible with her foreign policy. And then that was one day. And the next day is like, I endorse Hillary Clinton, even though they stole the election from me. And I just said last week that she shouldn't be the president. Now she should be the president. And I'm like, okay. And then when he did the same thing to Joe Biden, when he ran against Joe Biden, he's like, during the middle of the Me Too movement, he didn't call out Joe Biden, who's notorious for groping on women and children. Even went on The View, Joe Biden, and they asked him on The View to apologize for groping women, and he wouldn't do it. Bernie Sanders could have called him out during the middle of the Me Too movement and said, bro, you can't even, you were groped, you groped and essayed a whole bunch of women, and they asked you to apologize on The View, and you didn't. This is the guy we want running our country? Would have won. And lastly, Bernie Sanders. By the way, I confronted Bernie Sanders. That's also on that playlist. I've confronted all of your favorites. I've confronted General Flynn, Caitlin Bennett, Jack Posobiec, Kamala, Biden like 15 times. I confronted them all. Just go Hillary Clinton. Just go check out my channel. Left wing, right wing, whole bunch of reps, whole bunch of ambassadors, all these fools. So check that. Check out my profile. And check out the YT boy. Check out the white boy. And check that out. And so you can give me a check out over there on my playlist. And all of my best videos are online because some of them are just a little too spicy. So anyways, last thing Bernie Sanders did, which I was terribly upset about, was he also started a resolution which would end the Yemeni war. If you guys don't know, it's one of the things I've been talking about long before Bernie Sanders brought it up. But I was very proud that Bernie Sanders brought it up because there is a literal genocide occurring right now in Yemen. Let me run that back for you. Snore, flap, snore, sneeze, laugh, there is a literal genocide occurring right now in Yemen. And guess what? Bernie Sanders introduced a resolution that would say, hey, maybe we should, he didn't put in these words, but basically he was like, maybe we should stop if he had a beard. He doesn't. Red flag. Bernie again. But then he was like, maybe we should stop genocide. Maybe we should stop genociding the Yemeni people, is literally what he said. And then the upper level Democrats were like, shut the hell up and put that away. And he was like, yes, sir, sorry about that. That's what you stepped in. That's what's on your shoe. And that explains the abrasion on your palm. Let me run that back for you. Snore, laugh, sneeze, no, this, that. That's what you stepped in. That's what's on your shoe. And that explains the abrasion on your palm. So, long story short, Bernie Sanders is a terrible person, complete sellout, and because they don't even let genuine people run. CIA will blow their heads off. And that goes to my point. Even if we had a good person running for office, it don't make a difference. Because you can't vote out the CIA. You can't vote out the NSA creepily spying on you. Hey, Will, what you looking up on the internet there, buddy? Oh, hey, Will, let me just operate your camera. Oh, let's see what's going on there. Oh, let's scroll around. Let's see if we can find some hot girls and some hot guys so we can perv on them and pull up their cameras. Oh, looks like this little child left their laptop in the bathroom. Don't mind if I do. You can't vote out the NSA. You can't vote out the CIA. And maybe most importantly, I mean, those things are pretty weird, but you also can't vote out the Federal Reserve, the fractional reserve system. That's a big boy right there. That's a malo hombre. They're bad boys. We don't like them. The Federal Reserve, no. So I'm just going to finish this point and I'll get to your comments here on the talk tube. But, gosh, darn it all. I mean, like, people every freaking 4 years are like, oh, man, the terrorists, and they're going to round up the immigrants and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, and then I'll say this and we'll get to the comments. And then we'll get to the comments. But it's like, until I see action from a politician, I don't believe what they say, because I'll just give you a brief rundown of how often they lie to us. And like, you can never, Stone Cold Steve Austin, don't trust anybody. What? 1 beer. What? 2 beer. 3 beer. 4 beer. Margarita. What? An enchilada. You can never, don't trust anybody. Especially when you had George Bush saying, read my lips. No new taxes. Boom. New taxes, idiots. Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Turned out you did. And then Baby Bush was like, there are no weapons of mass destruction. And Israel had nothing to do with 9/11. It had nothing to do with the United States and the CIA. No, it was those dastardly Muslims. Well, he didn't go that far. And then Obama was like, "Oh, we're gonna stop the wars. I'm gonna eat a peanut butter cup or Kit Kat, and we're gonna stop the NSA spying. We can have a balance of freedom as well as security. Also, Michelle, we're gonna stop all these wars. We're gonna stop these wars." And everyone was like, "Yeah, he's gonna stop the wars and stop the spying," and he didn't. And these aren't like little lies; these are big lies. So everyone that's so afraid that what Trump's gonna do, is he really gonna do that? I don't know. Is he? I don't know. And guess what? See what Nick's doing? Imitate what Nick's doing, because everyone go over and subscribe to $Nick. It's $1 Million Artist. Go over there. I'm gonna get to your comments here on YouTube, so on the other platform. So stay tuned. But in about a minute, I'm gonna hop off here and go live with my boy $1 Million Artist too. Okay. So every 4 years they trot out some idiots and they lie to you. Trump said, and then Trump, just to bring it full circle, Trump said before, he said, Hillary was like, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't like me if I were. Oh, that would be crazy if you were president." Yeah, because you'd be in jail. And everyone was like, lock her up. And he promised he was going to lock her up. Did he lock her up? No. He said he was going to build that wall. Did he build the wall? No. Did he make Mexico pay for the wall that he didn't build? No. Because you can't make somebody pay for something that you lied about. And then he said he was going to drain the swamp. He literally made the swamp worse than I even thought imaginable. And this is coming from somebody that's done quite a bit of research over the past 20 years or so. So I'm going to kill this talk over here, and then my boy $1 Million Artist going to be there. Now I'm going to go talk to my friends on the tube while I await Nick with the DM. Thanks, guys, for joining. We're going to be going live on TikTok every freaking day. Hey, guys. All right, let's get to these commentos. All right, let's see. Let's go back and get to these comments. First of all, shout out to Mama Bear. Everyone go check out Mama. Ooh, where the wind blows. You guys know I'm just doing auditing until my singing career takes off. Guys, what do you want to hear me sing? What impressions do you want to hear me doing? Or do you want to hear me be serious? I'm feeling a little silly. Might grab a brewski. See, Barry Hotels, always good to see you. What do you expect upcoming Trump presidency? I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. I do not know, ma'am. He didn't do anything. I don't expect anything anymore. Yes, and they're having lunch Wednesday. They're gonna be like, all right, here's how we're gonna keep supporting Israel. All right, here's how we're gonna keep constant war going on. Let's keep up that genocide in Yemen. We need to kill those brown people. Let's keep up the drone strikes. Let's keep up the NSA spying. Let's keep up the Patriot Act. Let's keep up the Federal Reserve. Let's keep up the TSA growth of people. Let's keep up the arresting of people for exercising their First Amendment. Let's keep the Second Amendment ban going. Let's keep the qualified immunity. We got to keep that up. What else should we keep up and pretend like we're arguing? Oh, by the way, let's want to go play some golf. Oh, you good to go? So yeah, I don't know. What would I say to Trump if I could say anything? What happened to Mr. America? I did a video about that, and you can check it out if you scroll back on my lives. Yeah, Shazak, good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a fake mic to step to. What would you say to Trump what would I say to Trump if I could say anything? If I had a sit-down interview, I'd ask him, I would try to remain calm and ask him questions to see what's really going on. But if, and again, as soon as I went to the Trump rally, I waited hours outside. As soon as they let me in and put me through the scanner, they said, you out, because they knew who I was. They just wanted me to go through security and waste time like a D-bag. But I was going to ask him, hey, Trump, you said you're going to drain the swamp. Why did you send members to Bilderberg? Why did you hire all of Jeffrey Epstein's best friends? Why were you bailed out by a Rothschild banker? Why do you hang around with Henry Kissinger? Why did you say that you would terminate the Constitution? Why did you say we'll take the guns first, then worry about due process? Why were you pushing so hard for Operation Warp Speed? Why didn't you fire Dr. Fauci? Why do you wear orange makeup? Why do you have such a weird hairpiece? Like how tell me about why you were chilling with some of these characters while hold on one sec. Um why are we chilling these characters? Why are you lying? Why you always lying? And yeah, Mama Bear's got the link over there. So if you guys want to check it out, he's gonna cook up a stream and we're gonna join there. And then on that stream, you guys can request to join. I haven't gone live enough times on that Platy to invite people up, but Nick has, so me and Nick will go live over there. And New Guru, man, you are awesome, man. New Guru is just awesome person, man. Super awake, always backing me up, even though I'm a douchebag sometimes. Life I was fortunate enough to have a series of events occur that woke me up, but I was just a freaking normie too. It's unfortunate because humanity is kind of built that way. It's kind of built into groupthink and tribalism, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but like everything else, it's a double-edged sword. There's pros and cons. Oh, we got Aussie Nathan here. What's up, my player? Good to see you. And yeah, much love to Mama Bear. Get your questions or comments. Wow, I just went from 60 to 16 and they've throttled that boy. I think it's because I may have lost connection. That's crazy. But yeah, get your questions or comments in here. And so that's the thing. I'm really like I'm waiting for people I'm waiting for people to shut up about it. I'm tired of it. What was the series of events that woke you up? Yeah, I always like asking that question too because it's our true origin story, you know. So it was a weird thing for me. I grew up listening to what up RFA, long time. Good to see you. And now we're back up to 59. Nice. Okay, awesome. Weird. So this is my story. I woke up because it actually took a process of a few years. So I'd already listened to Wu-Tang back in the day, and Cannabis was my favorite rapper. He still is. And he's got songs talking about crazy stuff, conspiracy type stuff. And I didn't really know about it. And that was like 98. That was like really, the internet wasn't really like a thing. It was a thing, but it wasn't like a thing like it is today. And then I'm like, oh, damn, like, interesting, whatever. But it never got too deep, right? And then randomly one day, it was me, my boy C's. I don't want to say everybody else's name to get in trouble, but it was my boy, a couple of my boys, my ex at the time, and we went to the DMV in Pawtucket. And if you guys, I'm sure this is the way it is in many places, but I'm sorry. Hang tight one sec, guys. I'll get back to that. Yeah, so we're about to go up on $1 million audits right now on the talk. So if you guys want to join us up, but yeah, so what really woke me up was then we go to the DMV, we take a ticket because it takes mad time to go over there. It's always going to take like an hour or two in order to get that. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So we go across the street, we roll up a blunt, we smoke a blunt, and then I pull out I've never done anything like this in my life. I don't even know where I got this information from. Some of the information I didn't even know till I was saying it, and I still to this day don't know where I was getting this information from. But I literally was talking, like breaking down the symbolism, or like at least parts of the symbolism on the back of the dollar bill. And this pre-internet, I don't know, I was just like literally flowing. And then I remember saying the word Illuminati. And then I was like, okay, weird. All right, I'm gonna restart this real quick, not the live, but I'm just gonna, because we're joining up on the get your questions or comments in here. Nick, what's up, brother? All right, guys, join up, hit us with the taparoo if you guys want to join. You guys, it's $1 million audits on the top, $1 million audits, $1 million audits. All right, so Nick, I'm finishing a story off. I'm actually starting a story here. It was a question. Shout outs to New Guru. New Guru hit me with a question, which was, what woke you up? He's always interested in hearing origin stories and how people woke up, and I think that's very interesting too. And I think there's something to be learned from all of it. Mine's a weirder story than normal. I'm a very like meat and potatoes type of person. I believe that there's a lot of things that are out there that are unexplained, but I don't necessarily know what they are, and I can't prove them. And I don't I'll keep an open mind to something that I can't prove, but I'll keep an open but skeptical mind. So, anyways, I always listen to Wu-Tang from like before or whatever. I listened to Cannabis, and he was talking some conspiracy type stuff before, but not really like too deep. And this is before the internet age. So anyways, so then one day I go to the DMV. It's me, my boy sees a few of my boys, and my ex. We take a ticket from the DMV, go across the street to the park. We twirl up a little blunty, and then out of nowhere, with information I didn't have and I didn't even know till I was saying, I start talking about and diagnosing, analyzing symbolism on the back of the dollar bill. And then I'm like, and I remember the word Illuminati. Then like 6 months to 2 years later, me and my boy C's, we're like, all right, he built like a little gym in his basement. So we were putting on some music to work out to. So that was CD days. This is like 2002, 2001, 2002 CD days. So we busted out a CD I hadn't heard in a long time. And if you haven't heard this CD, bro, I need you guys to get crossfaded one night and check out Wu-Tang Forever, the double CD. That may be like the dopest joint that ever occurred. Anyways, they got this one song called Impossible, and I'm listening to it. And you God from Wu-Tang says, thug people on some hardcore body ish, get your together for the Illuminati hit. And I was like, oh damn, that's that word again, Illuminati. Boom. I'm like, okay, what is that? What does that mean, right? And so by this time, 2002, 2003, like time goes by, like George Bush, weapons of mass destruction, all that. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then it wasn't really till like '05, the end of '05, like '06. And then I went to YouTube. And I'm landing the plane here, guys, and we're going to welcome our guests and get back to any comments to all the people that are following me on both platties here. Much respect. Please tappy and share the live. But I was like, damn, that's that word again. So then, anyways, a few years later, I get Google and YouTube, like the birth of the internet. I mean, not the birth, but the modern internet, birth of the modern internet to myself. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to start looking this up. So I went into YouTube and Google and I typed in Illuminati and I watched every single video that they had at the time. This is before they didn't, you could type in whatever and get whatever you wanted. They weren't censored. Nah, they weren't like whatever. Anyway, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It was a different result back then. I watched every single one of them and I came across different people. Not literally, but I watched a bunch of people's stuff. David Icke, Alex Jones, Fritz Springmeier, G. Edward Griffin, Jordan Maxwell, right? And then some of these people would make claims. One of the first claims that they made was, oh, you guys know there's a place called Bohemian Grove? And it's a place where the former presidents and secretaries of state, and they all dress up like members of the Ku Klux Klan, and they carry torches, and they all summoned in front of a 40-foot replica owl, and they do a mock human sacrifice in front of it, and they all start howling. I was like, yeah, because I was always a skeptic before all this stuff. I was like, yeah, that's definitely not true. Who is like, that's a crazy thing to make up. Like, what? So I immediately look it up, and there's Newsweek articles. There's photographs of Eisenhower, photographs of Nixon, of Henry Kissinger, of Ronald Reagan, and then there's other news articles that you can find at the time. I'm like, bro, what the heck? Is this real? So some things would pan out not to be true. Some things would pan out to be true. The first thing that I really checked out was 9/11. I spent 2 years. I researched every single angle of 9/11. I watched every single piece of information. I read the official 9/11 commission multiple times. I watched every pro and con and debunking. It took me 2 years to realize, without a doubt, bare minimum, the official story is not the truth. And even worse, I can prove that the U.S. government, bare minimum, had some involvement in it. And I'd like to welcome a reoccurring guest, second time, I believe. I forget how to say your name. I'm sorry, I'm a loser. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you tonight? Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him. Oh, now here we go. Okay, yep, I got it. Sorry. All right,
What's up, Mike? I was trying to answer or give you know. Basically, I was trying to tell you yeah, I've heard about that what you were talking about, but you couldn't hear me, crazy.
my bad. I actually realized I just had the audio down here this whole time. I just turned it up. My bad. My bad. Hey, wait. Why are you guys? Okay, yeah, someone's pretending to be. Yeah, ban that person. Thanks, guys. Hey, what up? We got Joe Keezy. Yo, if you guys want to join over, we're on $1 Million Artists talking it out. We're talking it, TOKing it out.
If you guys can at least tap the screen 3 times, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and so okay, so again, let's go to Unoia 089. How do you say your name again? I'm sorry.
It's Unoia. It's a screen name. My name is Ethan.
And just before we proceed, what's your blood type and your social? If you guys want to put that in the chat too, so we can get to know each other.
How about hell the fuck no?
I love the answer, but please, again, one of the things, don't swear. I know you probably forgot, but yeah, that's like no, you have to do it because that's the only thing you have. That's one of the few things that we ask. And trust me, I love to swear. There've been not one but 2 studies to show that people that swear tend to be, there's a correlation there with honesty. So seems like you're a cooler person when you do it too. And just the F word is cool as heck. It's super cool. It's a cool word. So yeah, yeah.
You mentioned the gay people earlier, like the whole words. Be careful with that. It'll get us knocked.
Okay.
And anything that sounds like that you speak over it, let's do that. Yo, what's up, Ozzy?
Hey. Hey,
auditing
Aussie, man. Welcome, brother.
What are you doing, Nick? Ozzy, give me 3 taps, man. Give me 3 taps. Appreciate it. Yeah, fuck, I'll tap 1,000.
Okay, wait, just don't say the F word here. You can't swear here.
What are you talking about? That's all good. I appreciate you, my man. Yeah, cool, brother. That's why I just come up to say thanks so that with the email and all that, brother. Haven't got to say in person, so I kind of fixed it. I kind of fixed it, right, and got you most of the stuff back. Yeah. You got most of it, nearly all of it back. So no, appreciate it. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. So that's why I just come up quickly to say.
All right, don't worry, we're gonna fix that, guys.
And Will, what's up, brother?
Hey, folks, definitely support your boy, yo.
I appreciate you, Mike. I don't know you yet, really. But hold on. I came up here thinking one thing. Like, what's this life about, y'all?
Well, I just wanted to honestly to hold on.
Sorry, Mark.
No, you good. No, I mean, I had a couple things that we were going to talk about. We were almost not going to go live at first today, but I got out of work a little later and I saw one of my here's a topic right now. I'm going to throw a topic at you guys that's going to come completely out of left field. So I was talking to my boy, and just like a week ago, your boy took DMT. And I was wondering, guys, have you guys ever taken that, and what are your thoughts on that?
I appreciate it, and that's an absolutely phenomenal topic, but I got to drop on that one. It's not what I thought this live was about.
Well, that's cool. No, I mean, we're kind of shooting the crap. I mean, I have talking points. I mean, what's on your mind?
It's really good. I mean, I came up here because, like, right at the very beginning, you said what made you switch, and that's what.
Yeah. Okay.
I came up here about.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about that, because I mean, I always literally have talking points. I have Google Drives of 1,000 things, and then the last couple nights I have all these other notes about different topics and talking points, and then Nick also texts me a whole bunch of different topics. So we got topics for days and days and days. So yeah, let's talk about what changed you from who you were before, and then we'll get on to Big Daddy. And pause. I shouldn't have called him that, but yeah. So yeah, take the floor.
Like, now I'm wondering, like, are we talking about just who I was as a person, politically, like what?
Okay, so what did you think the implications are? Because when I was waking up, to me, waking up is defined as realizing that things were vastly different than I had been taught in school. Like the world didn't work in the same way that I thought it did.
Well, that's a great. Okay, I could talk on that for damn days. I mean, dark days. uh, for me, it was growing up. I've fundamental like Southern Baptist and being a youth minister at a very young age, and wondering like after crap hit the fan, and I was kicked out of church, big time, and my itty bitty town turning on me. What is that? What is God? What is truth? What is this reality? What is reality? What am I living in? And that led me on a whole journey. I'm 35 years old. I was 19 at the time, and it led me on a whole. Oh God, I discovered so much, and I went down so many different rabbit holes just to discover that there's no end to those rabbit holes, which came full circle to life is what you make it. Perception is everything. Your mindset
How
is
do I do
absolutely
that?
everything, and it controls and creates your own reality.
Yeah, I would agree. People, I don't think realize how much your thoughts and your emotions, even more specifically, affect what we determine or what we believe is physical reality.
Yeah, no, absolutely. At this point, I've been on serious God talk and a lot of other lives that, describe we are God. I am God. You are God. That was a profound statement. Um, Nothing that wasn't new to me, but a lot of talk on that it's interesting to hear people come out of the woodwork. Um, how could you ever think
Yeah.
that? Um, but really, it's all in due time, and it's when you are ready to accept some sort of notion like that, some idea like that. Um, it's not for everybody. It's not something that you can preach about. It's not something that you can teach about to masses. It's not a prophetic thing. It's not doctrine. It is when you are ready through and through to even grasp that idea that you are eligible to handle it. Um, to enter even entertain the thought of. Um, and I am God, you are God. That sounds it is kind of inflammatory, but it's not literally people walking around saying, "I am God." We're not Kanye West.
And the thing is, and the reason that's seen that way too is because of the traditional Christian doctrine that we've had, and God is somebody above us, God is separate, and he's
religious.
and you,
It's religious,
yeah,
not just Christian. That's not the only one.
you're no, you're
People
absolutely,
come out of the woodworks for any religion to
yeah,
say like, "How dare you?"
absolutely
Or
right.
speak that.
So let's get the let's pause it here and let's get a talk.
Yeah, go ahead, Will.
No, yeah, let's get some thoughts from Big Daddy. Let's welcome him because you're bringing up an awesome topic, and there's a few different conversational threads I'd like us to pull upon. So thanks for saving our live, brother. Big Daddy, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing tonight? What's on your mind? And just one more caveat: there is no swearing. And let's be respectful to everybody, and no smoking on screen. How are you tonight, this evening, my friend?
Oh, well, hey, thanks for having me. But
That's what
man,
she
my
said.
phone's about to fucking shit out on me.
All right, kick him out, bro. Come on.
All right, my guy. I think we just tried to tell you that there was no swearing. You want to try it again? But you can't be hypocritical. Like, look I'm at the not. Background. It was I understand. About to crap out on me. Okay. All right. And, but hey, I dropped whoever I could to follow. I gotta get ready for bed. My phone's about to crap out. I wish I could have joined in on the conversation.
Well, guess what, Big Daddy? We going live tomorrow at an earlier time. We're going to be live tomorrow around like 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be coming back. We'll have some topics, but we'll also open it up for the commenters and panelists, as we always do, to speak their mind. And again, if I find a conversation interesting, even if I don't, we still allow the conversational threads to take place because we believe in and sharing ideas and challenging each other's ideas and doing that in a friendly yet competitive atmosphere. So please join us tomorrow night, man.
Sounds good. I dropped you a follow, so invite me if you have the chance. If not, you get it. Got
Cool,
you.
man. Thanks, man.
Have a good night. Later, guys. See ya.
That I thought he was a troll, but that's the thing is like
No, I caught it.
that's
I think it was just part of his language.
yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's part of my language too, and it's just it is tough to do that. So it is pretty tough. What about you, Nick? What got you to the realization that things weren't as they necessarily seemed, or there's a bigger?
I think for me, it's always been like that. When I was a little bit younger, I used to sit down and watch MSNBC with my dad, and it always sounded like extremely weird to me. And I was very young at that time. So then eventually, when I grew older, I started to look stuff up on my own. Then I found alternative media, and then obviously alternative media had a better talking points on both sides. So then that's when start to dig. But digging was for me was a very long time.
So it was over time, but you kind of knew things were cooked from like back in the day, though.
Of course, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. What if?
Yeah, I remember sitting down, actually looking at the events that happened on September 11th, right?
Yep.
So ever since that day, I started to like.
How old were you then, bro?
Honestly, I have to do the math on that.
Bro, like I'm impressed because
For my age.
well, yeah, regardless of whatever it is, I mean, even just looking back at that as a child, because even if you're a little bit older and they show you, because they constantly show every year, and even before that, they constantly just keep showing that over and over again. And even just the ability to pick that up on a child, like I didn't pick that up I was like 19 when that happened, and I'm like, damn, bro, like,
I was way younger than that, I think.
yeah, no, I know you were definitely way younger than that, bro. You're probably not even born yet, maybe, but whatever. But yeah, that's the whole point. It's like for some people can just pick up on that, but me, I didn't. I didn't realize all of the obvious contradictions that were going on there, which I thought was pretty interesting. How about you, young Seminole? What was some of the major events or catalysts that transformed your ideologies in life?
I don't know, man. Just like I go going through life, you pick up things, here and there. I did want to touch on something that Ethan said though. So like he brought up the aspect of realizing that you're God, he's God, everybody's God in their own way. And my aspect to that is that he's not entirely wrong in that aspect. And for me to say all those also to this is you didn't have to really get away from religion or Christianity to really believe that because the Bible actually does teach that in the Old Testament and the New Testament that people are God there, but they are children of the Most High God, God with lower G's. The Bible does teach that people are gods of this world,
I
but
would
are lower gods.
I would
You're not wrong there. I think what it also has a lot to do with is thought. Even the controlling thereof by other people, but really ultimately the controlling of your own thoughts. If you're going to get biblical, which, I've got a seminary background there too, and I appreciate it, but at the same time, like, you can even take it back to the name for God. People say Yahweh all day long. That's not even true. It's obvious. It was an intentional perversion because the name for God was so revered and so holy that people weren't allowed to speak it. But it's Yahweh. It's a play on that. And to really what it comes down to, that's an example of controlling other people's thoughts. But really, what it comes down to as far as being a god is controlling your own thoughts because they do become reality.
yeah.
And I'm not going to get into the metaphysics of this and that because the secret and all that kind of bullshit. If you think about money enough, it'll
The
tell
bull
you
crap, the bull crap, the bull crap, bull crap, bull crap, bull crap, bull crap. It's bull crap. And let me just
Bull crap about it. We'll give you another chance, but when we talk over you, listen. When we're talking over you, we expect you to pause for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, I didn't realize I was being talked. I wasn't looking at my screen, and
It's fine. It's fine. I'll give you another chance. Can you reiterate what you were talking about? That was bull crap when you got into money.
that if you just say like think money, 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 it'll just come to you. Like, it's not just some, like, law of attraction by default, you know,
So
that,
what
oh,
would
I'm
you
just going to
recommend for
focus on that.
what would you recommend for people that would like to actually do more than the law of attraction? What would you give us some pro tips?
Well, absolutely. It doesn't start off with laziness. You can't just think something and it become. You think something, you set yourself up for that success. That opens your mind to opportunities, that opens your mind to action. You know, you don't get anything without that action. You know, you can't just sit there and think, oh my gosh, I'm drowning in bills. I'm going to manifest money into my life. You don't, that's not how that works. You manifest a mindset. You meditate on that. You bring it to you, but you bring that mindset to you. That mindset leads you to maybe pick up an extra shift, completely change jobs, pick up, you know, school again, any number of things, but it will lead to money if you do it the right way. But you don't get to just lazily sit back and think money, 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 and expect, you know, $1 million check in the mail.
Yeah, absolutely right. And let me just put a bookend on that. At least that part right there. Something he brings up is very important. Is you can't just manifest it. One, you have to get in your emotions. But as he said, even more powerfully, is the last 6 letters of the law of attraction are action. You need to have action, and it's gonna still take hard work. You're gonna have to. I would recommend also. I actually would like to get your quick feedback on this, but yes or no, good book, Think and Grow Rich.
I have not read it, so I don't get an opinion.
All right, so have a book report on my desk for tomorrow. That's the tomorrow subject. No, just kidding. But yeah, I recommend everyone checking. Yeah, it's free on YouTube, on audiobook, and it's pretty cool. But yeah,
Get through it pretty quick.
yep. But I recommend. I wouldn't necessarily do that with that one, or unless you're gonna listen to it multiple times. Anyways, now, we got a comment. Manifestation is with witchcraft. Young Seminole is a good friend, and he's an open-minded person. So I am going to apply the Socratic method to Christianity and all other religions. But we're going to use Christianity as an example now. I can do Muslims if you guys don't get the point afterwards. But we're going to use Christianity just because that is the most dominant form of religion here in the United States. So I'm not even going to use the law of attraction. The law of attraction, the Socratic method. I'm just going to jump down to it, right? So it's like, all right, I'm not a fan. Just because I quote somebody doesn't mean I'm a fan of all their work or opinions. But this is a good quote, and this is from Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan says, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And I don't agree with him on a few things, but that's one where I do agree with him. And so that's to say this. Like, it's one thing to say that, Hammurabi was a dude, and we have these written things of the code that are in stone. And so we believe that Hammurabi probably was a real dude, whatever. It's a whole different thing if you're saying this guy walked on water, caused supernatural darkness, earthquakes, rose people from the dead, yada, 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 creating miracles. That's a whole different. You're going to need a little above evidence than just like whatever. So here's the thing. I actually, funny known fact about me, Nude Guru, is before I even, well, kind of like during and in between, kind of a little before, but then also during my waking up process, I was like, all right, what am I going to do with my life? Like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want my legacy to be? What do I want to be remembered for? And I figured, well, at this time I had pretty limited understanding. I said, you know what? Well, if God exists, then spreading the word of God is probably the best thing that you could do with your life. I was like, cool. So it took me 2 years, but I read the Bible, and I didn't just read the Bible. I read it with a few other people and took different points of view. I also had, what do they call it? Strong's Concordance. I also had the app on my phone where it had 46 different translations. I discussed it and stuff like that. After the fact, I still had some questions. I had some big questions. And then even after the fact, I was like, okay, I still probably think there's a higher being, a higher power, but I'm not convinced it's whoever wrote the Bible or the one they're talking about in the Bible. But I still thought that Jesus existed as a person. Maybe he didn't do miracles. Maybe he did. I still thought, well, surely there was a historical figure named Jesus Christ or a name, something like that. And I went back to look at the evidence. What is the evidence that Jesus even existed, let alone created miracles? Well, Jesus allegedly, according to the Gospels, which contradict themselves a number of times, not only when it comes to Jesus' exact birth and date and death, they also conveniently leave out 17 years, the largest portion of his life, but also, so it's anywhere between 4 BC and 33 or 36 that they say his alleged existence was. And you know that there's not one writing. I'm landing this plane quickly, guys, and I would like your take on everyone's thoughts on this. But there's not one piece of writing from Jesus' alleged lifetime about Jesus. And now people will say to me all the time, well, people didn't write stuff back down that much back down there. Fair point. That's true. But there were people that were writing things down, and a number of people, authors, historians, people that were involved in science. There were even people that were writing about false messiahs and didn't even mention this dude. So there's not one writing of Jesus, landing the plane right here, not one writing of Jesus during his own lifetime. And this is a guy allegedly creating all these miracles. And then the first representation that we have of Jesus after his lifetime are the 4 Gospels. The 4 Gospels, according to Christian apologists, are written decades, if not hundreds of years after the fact. And they're attributed to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Nobody acts, not even the top Christian scholars believe that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John actually wrote those. Never mind the fact that there's contradictions. And the last point is then the first extra biblical evidence for Jesus, or writing about Jesus, meaning outside of the Bible, by a lay, a normal non-Christian person, is by Jewish historian Flavius Josephus. And it's in the history of the Jews. I think he calls it something else of the Jews. And he goes on for a long time talking about this salacious drama and girls and all this other stuff. And then the most interesting part about after that is there's a little paragraph about Jesus, and that's known to be an interpolation. What's an interpolation? It's AKA a fraud. They take fake and they put real stuff in there. So when people say it's witchcraft or, oh, it's this in the Bible, it's like there's no evidence for any of this stuff, and let alone even Jesus Christ existing. So that's my point there in the Bible. Before we get the panelists' take, hold on, let's just quickly welcome Mikey online. And if you'd like to join, we're on the talk. It's $1 Million Audits. You can let your thoughts be heard. $1 Million Audits on the talk. Or if you just go check out my page, you'll see it there. I'm going to check your comments on the tube in a moment here. But first, we're going to welcome Mikey online. If you do want to speak on the panel, just like Mikey, I'm going to ask that you, it's not going to be an ask. It's actually a hard rule. There is no swearing. Let's please be respectful. And if either Nick or myself wants to interrupt you, maybe because you have bad audio, or maybe we want a clarifying statement. So just be respectful. Mikey?
I don't do swearing. I'm good with that.
Cool.
I abide by those rules. But I also I'm not attuned to religion, so I have a hard time with that. So maybe I should leave the live. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think you should leave the live yet. Like, I kind of want to switch the topic, but I did want to make 2 little points.
Yeah, and guess, yeah.
Which honestly, edification of this point. First off, nobody who wrote any book in the Bible knew that they were writing a holy text. They never knew that they were writing the Bible. Nobody sat down and did that at all. Second off, the story of Jesus, while there is evidence to support that he exists, there's no proof, sure. However, bigger than that, the story of him was thousands of years older than him.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to kind of switch it off of that topic. Honestly, I didn't mean for it to become that. That was just the...
No, I just can't help it. I can't help it because...
of my transition to awakening.
No, and I just can't help it. Let me say one thing. I'm going to retort to somebody here who's going to give me some evidence. Yeah. Let me just say one thing. I just want to say one thing really quickly, and I'll let you go, Young Seminole, and then we'll get back to this thing. The letters of Nicodemus, Pilate, are proven to be false. No, they're not proven to be false, the writings of Pontius Pilate were written after the fact, and even mainstream and Christian apologists will say it's probably not. They're attributed to him. That doesn't. He didn't write it. Most people believe he didn't even write those things. So like, if you just if I just want to say this, if you would just Google these things, if people would just Google these things, they would find this out. It's like there's no evidence that these, like Matthew, Mark, and Luke and John. Even Christians will tell you that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't write these books, and neither did Nicodemus, and neither did Pilate.
The Bible is a compilation of letters and poetry and prophecies and all these other things, and none of these people knew each other. Like, it was just, and then you get the Council of Nicaea involved, like, oh, we don't want the book of Mary Magdalene, we'll throw her out, this and that, all this other stuff. So it's a religious work. It's not something to take as God breathed just because it says it is, as circular reasoning. But I'm not here to disprove Christianity. I'm not here to disprove religion in general. Has it worked for lots of people? Yes. Can it still work? Yes. Does it work as like a foundational framework for
Hey, one second. Sorry. Hey, Mikey.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna smoke on screen, turn your screen off. I tried that. All right. I already got that. I saw it. I'm confused. Biblical shit, like.
You can't swear, Mikey. You can't swear. Let's let.
I asked you was to turn your screen off. I didn't ask for an answer or anything like that. Go on. Thank you.
But before he goes on, there's somebody in the comments named I who's like trying to.
I got it already. I got it. All right, you can go on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, let me just say this quickly too, because I've been debating my friend who's in the comments here. Hey, True, if you want to come on.
But I would like to switch it from from religion, because did I bring that up? Absolutely. I can take accountability for that, and I do appreciate everybody.
Now you're gonna have to do your time on the cross. You're gonna have to bear your cross now. You're gonna have to bear your cross now. Everyone hiss.
What made the switch? That was just the beginning.
I was muted.
Like, a lot of people say it wasn't overnight waking up. In one way, for me, it actually was.
Yo, True, if you want to join,
what is truth? What is the nature of reality?
you can join. I suggest that you probably don't, but the link's up above. Who are these apologists? I told you, you never even Google this stuff, bro. If you just Google this stuff, you would see this. I DM'd you the response to all this too, but you don't even know who the Christian apologists are? You should know that. And Thomas, you're saying that there's evidence for Jesus. What's the best evidence that Jesus even existed, let alone did one miracle? What is the best evidence that Jesus even existed? Can anybody tell me that best evidence? I'd love to see it. Because it's funny, Christians telling me stuff that haven't even read the Bible. There's so many Christians out here saying, oh, I'm like, bro. And they always say, oh, you probably never read the Bible. And I actually did. Okay, so what is the best evidence? Okay, what is the best evidence, True? Yes. There's no such thing as scientific proof. You're right about that. Only evidence. And what is the best evidence that he existed? What's the best evidence? Truth can be found by using the Socratic method, by examining facts and using logic, but not blind belief. Blind belief is faith. Okay, show me one Christian example. What are you saying? What are you contradicting? That don't say those things? Is there a Christian apologist that says that that Pilate actually wrote those? Please show me one Christian apologist that believes that Pilate or the apostles actually wrote those Bibles. Show me one. If you, I gotta stop addressing you because I'm live on Talk. If you want to join me, bro, you can join me on Talk, and then you have until the end of this month to give me your evidence. And you're still supporting Trump, bro. You're lucky I ain't calling you out for that, bro. You got to the end of this month, bro. And you still haven't even Googled. So I'm getting back to Talk. If you want to join over on Talk, you guys can get your comments in here. New Guru. Religion is a divine gaslight. You're absolutely right. So John Lennox says that John Lennox
combat it,
says that the.
argue against it.
Can you please inbox me right now
For the first time, I
evidence that John Lennox
what
believes
did I
that
decide
the
not to say?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote
I woke up to the
wrote
manipulation.
the Gospels during Jesus' lifetime, or even just wrote them themselves. Actually, please show me proof of that.
Especially by myself, but allowing myself to be manipulated. Watching.
Mama Bear showing you how to join the panel. So if you want to debate it out right now, we can join the panel.
Inviting me so I can kind of assume.
You guys want to join? You can join the panel.
Hold on. We don't have no political view here on either side.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But it's still an awakening nonetheless. To manipulation. People who have just been ruined. People who have survived being told, you are a victim. You are owed this. Vote for me. I'll make it better. But this particular party never does that. And instead,
I would submit to you. I'm gonna interrupt you briefly. I would submit to you that. Can you name one politician from either party? Neither side does anything good. Can you name one? Can you name one good thing any government has done ever?
Well, we could get into the itty bitty things, sure, but
Yeah, but
if we're talking about big governments, I think big government should shut the hell up. Shut the heck up.
nah, I think hell should be cool, but yeah, I think we should make that a sassy T-shirt, yo. I think big government should shut the hell up. I hope hell.
Yeah.
I hope hell is cool.
Worry about national parks, infrastructure as far as interstates and things like that. Not military defense, and then leave it to the states and shut the heck up. If somebody doesn't like it, then move, and that gives them a personal accountability too. But my family is here. Well, then leave your family if this issue is important to you enough to move the state away. It'll all come together. There's going to be shaking of the bottle of oil and water, and they will eventually come to an equilibrium. Just let it be instead of trying to force everybody to be a certain way. The right's not trying to force everybody to be a certain way.
I disagree. I disagree. The right does more grooming than the left does because.
Okay, I would disagree with that.
Well, hold on. You haven't heard my argument. You have to hear my argument before you can disagree with it, silly pants. Huh. Well, no, I can prove. It's actually, as soon as you hear what I have to say, you're not going to disagree, right? Because here's the thing. The left tries to groom. People say they try to groom, but first of all, that's not the thing. Most leftists just want to say, "Hey, look, we're people, and we should teach kids that there's such thing as gay people." Now, are there some people that do? What's a good code word for
What are the letters?
That start with P? Are there some people on whether you're the P boys? Are there some of those groups that are P's? Yes, absolutely, no denying that. However, the right does more grooming. Why? Because every day the right says, "Hey, you know what? We support saying saying the Pledge of Allegiance." That's far more deadly. They also groom. The worst grooming of all time is when they have the military recruiters in the high schools, in the malls. That's grooming. Now, it's one thing to turn out to be gay, and first of all, nobody can make you gay, right? Nobody, you're either gay or you're not gay. Nobody can make you gay. Like, no amount of anybody trying to make me gay is gonna make me gay. I just like the ladies, right? You can't make me gay. But the unfortunate part of when Republicans groom people, they send them to unconstitutional, illegal, immoral wars for the deep state, and they murder innocent civilians. So yes, the right does far more grooming, and they, as a result of their grooming, they murder innocent people, and they come back dead as puppets in a banker's war.
And I hear you, and I listen to every word. I listen to your points, and however, I still do disagree respectfully. When it comes to the right, if they were to groom, it would be through religion, but you realize there are so many people on the right that are not religious, such as myself. And I came back to it. And when I say the right, because you have to pick one of the two at this point.
No, you don't. Wait, hold on. We're gonna stop that there. We're gonna stop that there.
But hold on.
All
I
right.
don't want to derail just on that point.
Sure.
However,
But that's
when
actually,
it comes to
yeah.
grooming and things like
Yeah.
that, as far as the right goes, as a gay male, I've never been so accepted in my entire life at this point.
Sure, but that's not what I'm.
Other than the right, because on the left, it has become fascism. Believe what I believe and agree, or I will dox you. I will ruin your career. You will get fired. All these other things, like I moved
All right.
to California from Mississippi. I lived out there for 10 years. I came back to Tennessee, and in 2020, and
Where you live in DC?
Carterville, outside of Memphis.
Okay, but I used to live in Jackson.
No, hey, not too far. I was from Corinth, so originally, so that's not 45 minutes away. I live family there in Milan and everything else.
Yeah. I got you.
All right, guys.
Coming back to Tennessee, I wanted to, form friend groups and everything else. I went to the gay bars. The second that they found out without even listening or talking to me that I was a Trump supporter, that I was, a registered Republican, you realize how many times they got called white nationalist and all these other things.
Okay. I get where you're going. Ethan. I get where you're going. But first and foremost, I asked my friend True Warface. I said, hey, can you give me any evidence because he says that Christian apologists don't say he said that some Christian apologists actually believe that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written by people named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and at the time of contemporaneous to Jesus. And he says to me something with no evidence, and he doesn't, not even no evidence, not even of him saying that. So what are you doing? And then secondly, what you made a very interesting statement when you said, well, we have to pick one of the two. Why do you feel that way?
Because that is the way it is set up.
It's
honestly, you have to admit, if there was any slight chance of hope for, a third party, an independent party of running for president or something like that, sure. But there's not.
I'm gonna pause you there. Hold on. I'm gonna pause you there, Ethan. I'm gonna pause you there because I've been letting you get the majority of the time here tonight, and I'd have no problem with that. However, that attitude, not you, but that attitude is exactly why the libertarians and the green will never grow, because they say, oh, well, they'll never have a shot. But you're 35. You could vote in a bunch of elections, and if you would have voted libertarian or green, every single one of those, and made it a point to have to speak about it and campaign about your particular candidate over the last 20 years, not only would you build up credibility with your unwavering support, but guess what? A little known fact is the libertarians and greens, they only need to get, or any other third party for that matter, but those are the two most well known, they only need to get 5% to get on the debate stage. And if we could, and right now the libertarians are about 3. So if we spent the last 20 years or spent the next, and this is not the way to save things, but this trust me, but this can't hurt either. But if we spent the next 5, 10, 20 years working and just supporting the Libertarian Party and trying to wake people up to the Libertarian Party, which has its real problems with itself, but let's just say after 5, 10 years, 20 years of work, we get them to 6%. Now, guess what? Now with that 6%, they're on the debate stage. Now, guess what? Now when they're on the debate stage, they instantly jump up 20% because the difference between the Green Party and the Libertarian Party, and I disagree with the Green Party on a lot of things, but at least they're genuine, it's so vast. So I think that, and that's the whole point here of what the reason I wanted to jump on the stream. And I'm going to ask Young Seminole how it's been going for us. And I'm going to ask the commenters over here on the tube too. How do you think it's been going for us, guys? Because the reason I have a social media platform and presence is because I'm trying to come here and to get things spicy and to get people thinking. I want people to think about what's going on and think. And I've come to the realization that this voting talk pisses me off, because I'm not saying we shouldn't vote, but it's like, great, but now what else? And I don't advocate for violence whatsoever. I believe in creating a more altruistic world through nonviolence in the Socratic method. But as I always say, and I'll continue to say, and then I want to get Young Seminole's take on this. You can't vote out the CIA. You can't vote out the Federal Reserve. You can't vote out the NSA. Yada 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 yada. So that's the problem with our current system. Young Seminole, what's your take on all that?
I mean, like I've said before, man, like I agree with you. You got the shadow government that you can't get rid of. But like I've said before, and I'll keep saying, until we have a different system, I still believe that you have to pick a side at this point. Not voting is not the answer for me still to this point. And unless we can find a way to come up with a new system to make like I told you before, to come up with a party between the libertarians and the conservatives or the Republicans, somewhere in between, where I believe is the correct.
All right, hold on, Young Seminole. Let me ask you a question, right? Now, you've heard me give my couple rants now on the values of voluntarism and how being a voluntarist or an anarchist is the only moral.
What have I said about anarchy, though, before?
Remind me.
Anarchy. I disagree with that. It comes with a bad, just like we were talking about.
Okay, so let's say voluntarism.
Communism. We know communism does not work. No matter, and it never will.
But anarchy is.
I mean, it's in a village, absolutely, but in a populous country, no.
Yeah, not with 350 million people.
Yeah, but anarchy. What? Oh, let me ask you just randomly, Ethan. What is your definition of anarchy?
Well, the definition of anarchy is no government.
Ooh, look at you being all well versed. So, so don't say based. That who said that?
I'm trying to be cool, bro.
Yeah, that's a word that Republicans said. First of all, Little B, the base god, made that word up like 20 years ago, and that was cool 20 years ago. Then Republicans took that.
Kids say it, bro.
Oh man, you gotta be careful who your kids are watching nowadays. They don't even got no skibbity toilet riz. What the hell? I hope you're raising some sigmas out there.
My son is.
God.
Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing that you are implying that anarchy is also just good in theory. What's your problem with anarchy, Ethan? What's your problem, buddy?
Well, I do believe in government. I just don't believe in big government. There's a big difference there. Like I said earlier, I think this federal government should shut the fuck up.
Hey, okay.
Sorry.
Listen. I'm gonna pause you there anyways. Because that wasn't my question, and this is what I'm trying to get at here. Is we both agree. Small government. We all on this panel agree, and hopefully everybody watching agrees that the smaller the government, for the most part, the better. But do you know that government is inherently non-consensual?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
To an extent.
No.
I mean, depending on the government, but also no matter the government, yes.
No matter the government, it's non-consensual. And I believe that if your ideas are good enough, you shouldn't have to use the barrel of a gun to enforce them. And I believe that we should strive to live in a world where all human interactions, for the most part, unless of course a rock falls on my head and I'm in front of Young Seminole, and even though I do not consent to him taking me to the hospital, he knows darn well we're going to get big willies down. So obviously there are exceptions, but I do believe that we should ideally strive that all human interactions should be consensual. And anarchy is the only moral way to accomplish those things, because at the end of the day, yes, you can have limited government, but government itself it's just like saying, oh, I can stand a little bit of people living under tyranny and having their property taken and living and having theft, but less of that is fun. Let me just end that, and I'll get a retort from you guys if you want, but let me just end it. I forget who says this, but they said, you become a libertarian when you realize it's wrong to hurt people and take their things. You become an anarchist when you realize there are no exceptions.
I respect your ideas because they are idealistic.
No, okay, that's another thing. Let me just say this quickly too. Okay, how are they? What?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay, so what's the okay? So obviously, I understand that anarchy is not going to be adopted overnight, and my idea is to keep introducing the idea that all human interactions should be consensual, until that happens. But but at the end of the day, no, I'm not selling utopia to anybody. No matter what we do, there's always going to be people.
You just described.
I said ideally we should strive to live in a world where all human. We're not going to make it, unfortunately. No matter what, we live with human nature. So government, anarchy is no guarantee that some people will unalive, grape, or steal from you, but government is a guarantee that some will. Anarchists know that you can't stop human nature. Last I checked, there was laws against all these things, and people still do it. So you can't legislate morality, and we're not idiots. We're not selling some type of utopia, but we do know that the number one malefactor in all society, the number one purveyor of violence, the number one unaliver is government. And we just want, by orders of magnitude. And so I think if people are truly caring human beings and they want to make the world a better place, the number one malefactor and progenitor of all negativity or evil, however you guys want to term that word, by leaps and bounds, is the government. So what I think people should do is work tirelessly to expose, and it's all governments, and then go on and say, hey, let's try to live in a world where all human interactions are voluntary.
And I think that would be fantastic, but I also think it's you have an idealist perspective, and that's to be celebrated because that's where ideas come from. However, you did say it yourself; it is against human nature. So,
No,
so the only answer is to find a way that compromises with that
no, but
fabric
the
of
thing is, you can't.
most.
So hold on. It's human nature, yes. And the thing is, and
There
we
will be no betterment of all, but most is the goal.
in most, exactly. The thing is, anarchy is the one thing that is not something that we all agree on. That's and like the thing is, I'm not selling. Like the thing is, like I'm not trying to tell you that things are like there's going to be less killings or anything like that. It's a part of human nature. I'm not trying to tell people that there should be a way to set things up against that, right? Like obviously we're going to have mechanisms in place, but
So not a true anarchist.
no, I'm a true anarchist. There's the free market solves your problems. That's the biggest solver of your problems. When you let the free market have at
Yes,
it.
but then that's just dealing with trade only and nothing else. But at the same
What do
time,
you mean it's
we're
dealing
dealing
with?
with
No, it's not dealing with trade.
when
I'm
you say
talking.
free market, that's trade, not government, not
No, free.
the golden rule.
Well, yeah. So that's the thing is like government right now controls everything. So anyways, long story short, and feel free to retort, but long story short is anarchy is not trying to control people to like, oh, maybe if we make this law and do this and socially nudge them this way and brainwash them this way, maybe they'll stop murdering. No, we just realize the number one cause of unaliving is the government. And then we're not trying to like babysit people. We believe that people can decide for themselves what's best for themselves.
I believe the number one cause of unaliving others or themselves is human nature,
No,
and
and
I
it is
think that
and I've heard, hold on. I've heard
it
this
is
argument
human
before,
nature.
Ethan, and I want to talk to you about this argument. This argument here is human nature is also like, okay, so like human nature, this accounts for like random crimes too. This accounts for crimes of passion that's human nature. But what happens is these are this is above and beyond because this is literally when people get into government. Because what happens here is it's more than just human nature, because it's human nature on crack. And here's just a couple of aspects that go into it. One, fortunately for most of humanity, it's less than 1 or 2% of the population that are psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists. However, they they tend to overly gravitate towards positions of power, politicians and police officers. And then power corrupts, absolute power corrupts. You got the Stanford prison experiment and other psychological experiments that show, hey, when there's lack of accountability in things, people do bad things. So what government does is it takes human nature and it provides a power aphrodisiac with no accountability and all the worst temptations. And on top of it, it's inherently immoral and it's inherently non-consensual. So you're giving. So before Yeah, maybe that failed artist with a terrible mustache from Austria would have just been that, a failed artist. But no, he was able to take a hold of the Luftwaffe, and then he had Panzers, and then George Bush. Maybe the father could have bullied somebody, but George W. Bush, he would have just been a loser who would have got bullied. I would have hit him with an RKO, and then. But no, now he gets tomahawk missiles and all this other stuff. Do you get where I'm going with this?
No, I get where you're going with that. No, honestly, it is an argument for Trump, in my opinion, because he ran as a Republican nominee. He has some conservative values, but he is honestly he had run twice, obviously, for the Republican Party, only because that's where he had to fit. He is so anti all of that. He is the only president in my lifetime that's not started a war. In fact, when he was actually declared president-elect, you got the two big hot button wars conceding. You get Hamas saying, how about ceasefire now? Within moments, you get, Putin saying, how about we sit down and talk about Ukraine now? Because he's respected. But it's not just that he's respected. He actually is more libertarian.
Okay, hold on. You're making a bunch of points. There. Let's take them one by one. First.
And I'm not here just to defend Trump. That's not the reason I'm up here either.
But okay.
You cooking for me tonight, bro.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, you guys. Okay, you guys are out of your gosh darn minds, bro. No, this is all like, if you didn't realize, this is all a game, and if you don't get enough points, you don't get fed. They were preparing you for your FEMA camp, buddy. So you train up on your trivia. Nah, bro. Like, okay, Trump didn't start any new wars. Okay, he didn't end any new wars either. And he sat back. Also, I mean, he also continued illegal drone strikes. He also illegally, unconstitutionally bombed foreign nations. And then also, like, he's hanging around with Henry Kissinger, the ultimate war hawk. And then people are saying, oh, well, now Hamas is backing. Bro, like, first of all, Hamas is, like, if you guys don't know, Hamas is, like, part of Mossad, bro. Like, so that's the, and then
nobody supports Hamas.
I'll tell you what, if you have to, I don't, oh yeah, let's not say that word. Yeah, let's say that word. Yeah,
oh, good God,
that's even more, that sounds even, that's,
that, thank God Trump is trying to get rid of censorship for, because people stealing.
Oh, Trump is trying to get, bro, Trump, okay, bro, why would you think Trump is trying to get, okay, why would you think Trump is trying to get rid of censorship when he didn't do that before? Like, why do you think he's going to drain the swamp? Hold on. Well,
it became a huge issue within the past 4 years.
No, it was an issue well before that.
Not near as big.
Okay, so.
You made me feel a certain way. That's a threat of violence. You made me feel a certain way.
That was going on back in 2016, bro. Okay, well, guess what? Hold on. We're going to pull it back right here. One, if an employer, when you're hired at an employee thing, you don't have to like this, but this is how it works. If you're, it's an at-will employment, which means there's no slavery, there's no indentured servitude going on. You can quit anytime, and they can fire you anytime. That's how jobs work. Now, if I work for you or you work for me and I say something stupid on my off time, I get drunk and I go viral saying something stupid, boom, then I can be fired. And guess what? Last I checked, like, what censorship are we talking about? Because, like, hold on. I'm gonna take 15 seconds on my own platform here to give you a point to talk back to. YouTube, TikTok, all these other platforms, they're private companies. So if a government tries to tell you what you can and can't do on a private company, That is Benito Mussolini's definition of fascism. Who is censoring who? Like, that's a private company. They can do whatever the heck they want. Why?
Not actually.
Hold on. No. Why can't you? Why can't you? Why can't you? Because all rights. Hold on. All rights stem from private property. So if I create an app,
Not all rights.
so tell me. So tell me what gives anybody the right to say what somebody can do with their own property? How is that? How is that censorship?
Because
But
these,
somebody.
these go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
These platforms are the modern day soapbox in the middle of town hall.
No, they're not.
That's what they are.
Okay. Hold on. So that means.
It's the power put into it that he's getting at. It's the power put into a social media platform, and it's not. It's at this point beyond just social media. You know, TikTok, for example, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. No, they do not have just a right to censor whatever the hell they feel
Why
like.
not? Why not?
Because
Why not? It's their own company.
that does get into freedom of speech.
No, it does not. No, it does not. Stop. No, it doesn't. Hold on. You're wrong.
It's a form of media.
It's yeah. Do you think? Hold on. You're wrong, Ethan. I'm gonna pause you here, and I'm gonna explain to you why you're wrong.
Okay, I'd love to hear why I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'll describe how you're wrong after you speak. Go.
Okay. So now that shows me that you don't have an open mind because you're not truly listening. If you
I could say the exact same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing about you, but continue.
sure. So what you just said right there is, well, it's a form of media. Okay. Where'd you guys go? Okay. So apparently that just died. Stream just died. Whatever. All right. Let's get to the comments here. We'll wrap things up over here. We got Eric in this beast. We got Thomas. Could you guys hear that okay? And you guys can join up. I appreciate everyone that's kicking it. Get your final questions in here, and we'll chat it up while I roll my good night blunt. Not sure what's more insane. Psychopaths who like to exploit the weak mind or the weak minded arguing over which psychopath will save them. Man, that's quite a quandary, right? Yeah, total anarchy. Total anarchy. Yeah. Shout out to Albuquerque. I've been to Albuquerque. I've never been to Santa Fe, man. Heard it's dope. Oh, damn, we got a J Woo student. How'd you find out about me from a J Woo student? That's pretty dope, man. What's your major? No, January 6th was not that, Kalia. That's actually not the term. So that's another fun fact about anarchy is anarchy actually literally is the absence of violence. We believe in the non-aggression principle. However, just like the media does with words like conspiracy theory or different things, they will take over a word. So anarchy is actually the only philosophy out there of organizing human relationships that is nonviolent. It's the only one. But it's got a bad sounding name. The name sounds bad. That's because, of course, of the media. Around the turn of the last century, from the 1900s to the 1910s, there were a couple people that were labeled, incorrectly so, as anarchists, and they equated that term with chaos and people throwing bombs. Now, first of all, once you throw a bomb and that's not in self-defense, you are no longer an anarchist because that's preemptive violence. And anarchists do not believe in preemptive violence. We believe in all human interactions to be consensual. We believe in the non-aggression principle. So once you preemptively are aggress violence upon someone, you automatically become a non-anarchist. And so, even however, if I grant you that those people were indeed anarchists, which indeed they were not, but let's just say for the sake of argument, there's like 10 or 15 people around the turn of the last century, or I guess the century before, who were anarchists that threw bombs, wouldn't add up to the number dropped in one day by Donald Trump and one day by Barack Obama. Wouldn't match all that. So that's the trick. They try to trick you to say that anarchy is bad and it's violent and it's chaos when literally it's the only peaceful philosophy. So take it for what you will. All right, let's see what we got here. Business management. That's what's up, man. Yo, send me a message on IG. You guys follow me. How would anarchy ensure non-aggression? The thing is, there's no centralized body that's going to ensure anything. It's up to yourself. You would have to either protect yourself through your own right to bear arms, which wouldn't be have to be codified into a piece of paper, which they could easily rip up and take away. No, instead, you have the right to defend yourself by any means necessary. You have the right to protect your property, and your family and your loved ones. And then also, let's just say you were elderly or didn't want to have a gun or whatever. There are thousands of private security companies already that exist. You could hire yourself a personal bodyguard or two with all the tax money that the government wouldn't be stealing from you. Imagine having 33 to 50% of your money back. Imagine having 4 months of your paycheck back. Imagine that. I literally can't even imagine that. We'd be so rich. I'd have like 7 bodyguards. And the world would be a much safer place, even if you didn't have bodyguards, because the number one purveyor of all violence is government. So good question, good point. Wire Jeff. Well, okay. So let me ask you, new guru. You probably like one of the smartest people I've ever not met. Always saying something awesome and concise on all the panels, and I actually have never seen you on a panel. Maybe I did, but at least the comments that you've been saying. What do you think are some of the best solutions as we wind the stream down here? Get your final comments in here. I appreciate you guys rocking with the kid. Find me on all socials, Fake Mike, Real Newsies. Yeah, new guru. What do you and everybody at large too? What do you guys think are some solutions? Because it is increasingly difficult to get your message across in the digital age, with the algorithms and all that. So, I mean, what do you guys think? And I'm nearing 20,000 subscribers. If you guys want to help me get over that hump, I really appreciate that. And I've also been thinking about changing the content on this channel, and I have a few ideas. Some of them I'm definitely going to do. Others I'm not sure. What would you guys like to see on this channel? And more important than that, not only what you'd like to see, because I'm interested in that too, but what do you think is important for people to see in impactful? And keep in mind, we want to be non-violent, obviously, while doing. I mean, who knows? You guys want me to start making music? Should I make? Should I do comedy? Should I do comedy sketches? Should I do stand-up? Because people wake up with emotions, like right, more than facts. So I don't know. I don't know what I should do, but I want to keep doing this. So I appreciate the like, share, and subscribe. What are your solutions, and what do you guys think going forward I should do to do it? Wire. I know you're asking questions right now because you have good faith and you're genuinely curious, and I'm not going to have the time to answer all these, but I would like to do that with you. Pause. What would ensure the economic system continue to function during anarchy? As a matter of fact, Republicans say they believe in a free market, which is a lie. You can't have a free market with the Federal Reserve banking system. You can't have a free market with a monopoly on currencies. You cannot have a free market that has all these registrations and licenses and stuff like that. The best way, like literally every time they try to intervene in the market, it only does worse. Like literally the market corrects itself, right? So it's a very easy way to do it. You have a good business idea, people buy it, it works out. You have a bad business idea, people don't buy it, it doesn't work out. Or maybe you build up a good business. Maybe let's say, for example, you have a restaurant, but then maybe you get some bad stuff in it, right? And then after a while you change, right? And so one of the most powerful ways to do it, especially in this technologically advanced world we're currently living in, is Yelp and Google reviews, right? So you don't need a law to say, oh, make sure you guys serve all black people because we don't want a restaurant being racist. Well, guess what? That doesn't stop somebody from being racist. Racists still open up restaurants. And guess what? Then black people will go in there and be like, oh, there's a black person. Let's spit in his food and let's undercook it. And we'll give them salmonella and we'll feed them this and we'll do all this bad stuff. Instead, if we just did it on let racists open up their own places and we just reviewed them on Yelp and Google, hey guys, don't go there. These people are racist, right? These people have bad food, right? We already know it's the free market. We decide what's best. And companies are penalized. Consumers either support or do not support people. So that's just how the free market works. That would be would ensure. It would be the thing is, you're also operating under the premise that the economic system is functioning. It's not. We're 33 plus trillion dollars in debt. We can never get our way out of the debt. The inflation's been up 93% since the Federal Reserve took over the unconstitutional printing of our money in the monetary system. So you're, and then all these banks need bails out, and then freaking, then the autos need bails out, and this economy is not working. All right, so wire, if you want to hit me up on the IG, Mama Bear, I appreciate you finding those are my those are my socials. Go give me some finds on the socials, message me there or email. Um, Also, if you have more questions about anarchy, I would say check out the book. It's free online. It's Freedom by Adam Kokesh. It's basically a glorified pamphlet. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's less than 100 pages. I believe it's 93 pages. Extremely digestible. It's free PDF online. I believe the audiobook is free online as well too. And that gives a really good breakdown to all the what ifs. Because I was where you were, dude. And I was asking all those what ifs. Well, what about this? What if China tries to invade? Okay, what happens then? Or this and that. And I've asked every single what if. And I feel like I've gotten some good answers from them. So yeah, we can continue this conversation next live stream or whatever. I'm going to be live on the talk tomorrow around 9 p.m. if you guys want to check me out there, and on $1 Million again, we'll be over there. And so let's wrap this up here as I wrap up this blunt, and then I'm going to probably watch something extremely boring about Art Deco architecture. I just love Art Deco architecture and jewelry and the aesthetic and design. I just love Art Deco. What's your guys' favorite design type? Because mine is Art Deco, hands down. It's just so freaking cool. You got the Egyptian, you got the futuristic stuff, you got the geometric patterns, you have the awesome materials, you've got the gold, and it's just super freaking awesome. What's your favorite architectural style, guys? As I read these final comments here, um, solutions: learn self-reliance. Very good one. Back to roots with nature. Yep. Focus on responsibility instead of dependability. Absolutely. Learn cooperation. Dependency is the crux of slavery. Government is there to serve as a distraction from doing this, but it's all a choice. One more. Seed from participating in any and all systems of abuse and corruption takes learning how to function otherwise. This takes learning how to function otherwise. It is a process, a very liberating one. New guru, man. You're amazing, man. Super smart, dude. And continued. As one does this process, they empower themselves and disempower the systems of abuse simultaneously. It is a peaceful solution. Only those who are dependent on naivety revere. Okay, yeah, Mama Bear, send me your secretary bill. Appreciate that. And could you get my dry cleaning sent over from the south end, and have my people call your people and we'll do lunch. Okay, chat with you later. Toodles. All right, Thomas, what would currency work with anarchy? Would it be commodity money? Well, it would operate right now. The printing of physical dollars is monopolized unconstitutionally against Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution by the Federal Reserve. So they have a monopoly. So if I try to print any type of money, they'll throw me under the jail. However, this is a side jag. I'm not going to get into it, but there's already cryptocurrencies right now. And so what I think would happen? First of all, we're not going to get anarchy overnight, unfortunately. But let's just say we did. There's different cryptocurrencies out there, and what would happen is people could choose to get paid in different type of cryptos, and then once the Federal Reserve relinquished their monopoly on the printing of currency, then anybody could print currency, and it would be up to the free market. Just like cryptocurrencies, some coins are cool, and some coins have utility and are useful and are valuable, and some are not. And the free market decides that Bitcoin's worth money and that this one's not worth money, so on and so forth. And what I think would actually happen too is because there'd still be large companies out there. However, they wouldn't be given bailouts and all special type of treatment from the government and just basically work one-on-one with the government. They would be accountable directly to the people. And if we didn't like them, we could actually have a vote that matters and not. That's the biggest vote we have. Like, let's say people wanted to stop drinking Coca-Cola, right? Because Bet you didn't know that Coca-Cola was created by a Confederate Freemason, and that Coca-Cola, that orange Fanta, was created because Coca-Cola couldn't sell Coke to the Nazis during World War II, so they made a whole other soda. So they drinking a Nazi, Confederate, Freemasonic drink. So suck that down. But if we all wanted to say, hey, guess what? We're not drinking Coca-Cola tomorrow, and they did something really bad and stupid, and then people stopped them, then that's a vote that counts. So, anyways, what I think would happen would be these corporations would come together and say, all right, we're probably like the largest corporations. Let's think about the 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 currencies that we want to get behind, that we find that they'll be here for a little bit and that we can use. You know what I'm saying? And then over time, the free market would create, and then there'll obviously be trade, right? The rich parts of Los Angeles contemporary. I do like some modern stuff, but I hate brutalism. Baroque. Interesting. Wow. The caveat. I don't know who told you to say that, but appreciate those kind words. The Bulls suck. They do. The Bulls do suck, but they beat my favorite team, the Orlando Magic, recently. So, but they do suck. But I do like snapbacks, and red and black is my favorite color. Guys, everyone go check out Mama Bear. Mama Bear is the best. That's insane. Donkeys on the side. $1 million Auden, fake Mike Renews, aka White Kevin Samuels. You can find me over there almost nightly, probably nightly. I usually been working every single day. I've been working every single day for nearly 3 weeks straight now, and I hope to continue this trend. But I don't usually get out till around 8 or so. Yeah, look forward to another stream here and there and everywhere. Find me on all the platforms. Tomorrow night we'll be there, guys. So peace out. See you guys then. Love you guys. I truly love you guys. I just want to say really quick, yeah, I actually truly love you guys. You guys are like, you guys could have right now been doing anything else, and you guys spend your free time trying to wake people up and change the world, and that's a beautiful thing. You guys are awesome. So I really appreciate you guys, and I really love the fact that we got our own little community, and I can talk with all these awesome people from all over the world. So if you guys want to get in contact, Mama Bear left it, scroll up. We'll chat soon. Peace, guys.